Good morning, everyone. It's Joel from kidneyforjoel.com, and it's Sunday, Father's Day, June 17th, 2018. And I'm here in front of my house and getting ready for my daily early morning ritual of brisk walking, and I wanted to greet everyone, every single dad in the whole wide world to have a great and happy, healthy Father's Day today. And I also wanted to share with you a bit of a Father's Day, story, and it's regarding my own father. Father's Day has been a great blessing for me, ever since I was born, of course, and I owe it to my father for having the kind of character and strength, because I saw it in him. And the word that I best describe it as is grit, Grit. And I looked up the word grit on Google, and it says strength of character, nerves of steel, moral fiber, courage, and resolve. And all those words apply to my father, my papa. He was a man of character, man of few words, very disciplined and disciplinarian father. He was very loving, very caring, yet he was very tough on 7 of us kids, especially to me. I remember when I was very young as 3, 4 years old, he's always demanded of me, not in words, but more of an unspoken expectation to always excel. Apparently, when I was just 3 years old, my IQ was tested, my aptitude was tested, and I had the aptitude of a 6-year-old, double my age at the time. And ever since I started school, he's always expected me to be number 1. There is no place for second. And I liked it in a way, for the most part, but it was tough. It was tough for me growing up because I had to really perform, and I grew up to really please my dad. I didn't know it. I didn't know that was my motivation, is to please my dad. And just watching him as I was growing up, he was a doctor for more than 30 years in our town. He was the only doctor. He was very dedicated. He was a workaholic. He really cared for his patients. I've taken it for granted that what I saw in him, his work ethic, was passed on to me. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, because I grew up to be a workaholic and very, very determined to succeed. Although it motivated me and disciplined me to achieve excellence both in my academic endeavors as well as my professional endeavors as a physical therapist. And we've we've been trained, I guess is the word, or raised to be independent, because as early as 9 years old, uh, I was pretty much independent. My parents worked and lived in another part of the Philippines, which is our town, Tabango Leyte, and I went to school in Manila, to University of Santo Tomas, and really it was just us and some help, and we had to decide at that very young age, what the good things to do, the not so good things not to do. So that was overall. Even though we missed them, we didn't see them. We hardly saw them. I mean, I saw my mom, probably Mama, oh gosh, 3 times a year, maybe at the most 4 times, and the longest like a month. And my papa, he used to visit us in Manila, and the longest he'd stay is maybe 3 to 5 days, at the most a week. And this was only happened like 3-4 times a year, very rare. I've had birthdays, many birthdays, that my parents were not there. We've had Christmases where my parents were not there because they were in another part of the country, helping the people of our town. So anyways, one day I remember, I was, oh gosh, maybe 5-6 years old, and I remember there was some kind of a family meeting between my father, my papa, my mama, and some relatives, and it's about some kind of a division of the wealth of my grandparents, and pretty much he had 7 other siblings, and they were squabbling over this, I guess, big property. And my father was really not interested, and he went against the grain of everyone. And for some time there, he was a pariah. He was a pariah amongst his family because he had a different opinion, and he kept his resolve. And then, decades passed. Eventually, my grandmother grew old, had a pulmonary disease, and basically my mom and my papa took care of her in her last days, and she lived with us. And I remember Mama telling me that Lola, my grandma, Anang, said to my papa, in an apologetic manner, that you've been the one who's been maligned throughout these decades, but at the end of my life, here you are. You're taking care of me. So my Lola, my grandmother, actually died in our home in Tabango under the care of my papa and my mama. So that actually showed me, how strong of a character and how loving and caring my father was to his family, and of course to his people. There's so many stories I could share with you about what a great man my father was, in terms of his love and dedication for our family and for the people of Tabango Leyte, especially after he retired from medicine, and he could have retired in modest wealth and ease, but he decided to take up in arms and revolutionize pretty much our town, and made a difference in our town, and then transformed our town in just a few short years, which amazed a lot of people, because I saw the town when I was really very sleepy back in the 70s, and then went to Manila, haven't seen it for about a decade, and then went to America, and then went back in 1994, and I saw the transformation of the town. It was like a totally different town. I thought I was in a different town. It was totally different, and that's because of one man who led his people, and that's an amazing feat that I've always looked up to him for an example on how to live a life of legacy. And as a father, and unfortunately he passed away in an accident. He slipped in the bathroom on Father's Day while getting ready for church 15 years ago, June 15th, 2003. It was the saddest day of my life. To this day, it's the saddest day of my life. But I still remember him fondly for what he's done, for his love and for his caring. And he was a tough act to follow as a father. So I'm doing my best to be as loving, as caring, and actually more of a present father, though, for my kids, because that's one thing that I am changing. I have changed in terms of being a father, because back in the days of 70s, 80s, 90s, during those times, the olden times I call, fathers were more distant emotionally, physically. I am being a father to my kids, especially to Anton, in a much more different way. I mean, I say I love you to Anton and Simone, geez, at least a dozen times a day. I kiss him at least probably 50 times a day. But I am also doing my best to discipline them, and to know that they got to build that strength of character, because they are growing up in a much more progressive time, and they have a more prosperous lifestyle. Here in America, with all the gadgets, with all these modern technology that I never grew up with. Today, yesterday I started Anton with, exercising, because that's the tough thing about kids these days. They just want to stay home and play with their video games, watch their iPads and their phones, and I want Anton to be more active, physically active. So that's what I'm doing to celebrate Father's Day. Today we're going to go to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and it's also part of my resolve to get ready in my journey, preparatory journey to surgery, transplant surgery, and I'm going to have my final evaluation, as I said before, on Wednesday. And then once everything is clear with me and my health, and I'm okay, I'm good to go for surgery, then they're going to do the paired exchange, I guess, computer generation, and once they found the cross matches, whether for a 2-pair, 3-pair, 4-pair, or more kidney exchange surgeries, then I'm confident I'm going to be in a lot better shape, especially my kidney. So I'm really grateful to my living kidney donor, Chris, for giving me and others a chance at second life, so that I can be an even better father for my kids, and be able to impact in my own little way, make a dent in the universe in my own little way. And I'm going to share my journey with you as I go through this process. And today again is day 28 of my daily exercise, daily nutrition, healthy nutrition, daily meditation, visualization, and positive affirmations. So I'm excited about today. We're going to Fiesta, Texas. We're going to do some rides. We're going to go do the water park, and we're going to have fun. So, and with that, I want to thank you for being with me in my mini journey around my neighborhood to exercise. And then I'm almost home. I'm going to go back home and then now get Anton to exercise, and then we're going to go to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. So again, happy Father's Day to everyone. Thank you. I wish you a happy day. This is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com signing off for now. Bye-bye for now.